There we go. Now restart it.
Oh, I forgot to do something really important in the last one, so I'll do it here. Save. You always want to save, right?
I was going to say.
Chris, tell us that story, Mr. Chris, about how important it is to save. So this is your save button up here. So you're going to save. It's going to ask you for a name. What were we doing? 8-88, right? 8-87. You guys need to put your name in here, because if you do not put your name on this part, I'm going to have a whole bunch of parts in here named 8-87. I'm not going to have any idea whose it is. So put your last name, Elbas, 8-87.
Well, we have siblings, so then we'd have.
Oh, okay. If it's siblings, put a first initial. How's that?
Okay.
Surely the siblings don't have the same first.
But what about the Santoses?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Okay. Just put your first name.
E1 and E2.
I mean, we can go middle names.
I just need to know who you guys are. Okay, and notice when you save it, it shows up over here, and I saved it twice. Oh, Ariana just did hers. Okay, so see that?
Are you able to follow along whenever
First.
I have to use Zoom on my computer, and then I also try to use Fusion, and so I can't follow along?
Ari's the master multitasker. I don't know. It's one of her superpowers.
Put your name first on this, though, guys.
I will. I saved it before y'all told us how to do it.
Okay, notice another thing in the names. Notice that you are character limited. Be very thoughtful about what you put here for the name, because you are only going to see this many characters. The name can be really long, but you're only going to see this. And if you're not very thoughtful, after a while, you're going to have multiple parts up here, and the first 10 or 12 characters you can see here will all say the same thing. And I can assure you that will happen when you start having a complicated part and you make about 50 iterations to save it all, and the name all looks the same, and you have to go open each one to see which one's the most current. It'll drive you nuts. And here's another thing. Be aware of where it will cut off, because if you say something like, this is Ariana's assembly, it cuts off after the ASS on assembly. We had that happen to one of our team members. They created us a young man on the team, and he said, this is, I'll just say the name Mike. This is Mike's assembly, and it cut off after the ASS. So it looked like it said, this is Mike's.
Uh-oh.
I was going to say, I remember that happening.
So be very thoughtful and very careful about what you call your names and what will be visible.
Good job,
Wait.
Ariana, helping demonstrate that.
And I'm trying.
Yes.
It was
I'm trying
planned. We planned that out.
So whenever I'm trying to actually make this 2-point rectangle sketch, it's where am I? Okay, so I got the first part down, but where am I supposed to start the other rectangle so it doesn't overlap it?
You can watch the video.
You can watch that, but what I am going to do is I'm going to create this part again, but I'm going to create it using a different method, because there's lots of different ways to do this. So how do I create a new part? See this little part right here that says File, New Design. Now I have a new page. So same thing I need to do again. I need to start by creating my sketch. Pick which plane. I want to start here because I always want to start with my front part. This time I'm going to use a different method. Instead of using 2 rectangles, I'm just going to draw it as a series of lines. And again, I'm going to just sort of roughly draw out the shape and not necessarily worry about the dimensions. So I click. I'm not holding the mouse. I just clicked once and see how I can move it around. I got to take it to about 90 degrees. Click. Come over here. Click. Come up here. Click. 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 And click. And yes, that's not 90 degrees, and I did that on purpose because I want to show you how to fix that. So now I don't want to draw any more lines. Anybody remember, how do I get rid of this?
Escape.
Escape is your best friend. Escapism is good in Fusion. I know it was a really bad joke, I know. But anyway, all right. I have my rough shape. It's really bad. The first thing I know I need to fix is this angle right here. So let me teach you about constraints. Constraints are all kinds of different things. Oh, I want my lines to be equal, parallel, perpendicular. That might be useful right here. Let's make, first of all, this line be perpendicular to this one because I need a 90-degree angle. Poof.
That's cool. That
Now
made me
let's
happy.
make this one be perpendicular to that one. Okay. See that little shape? So now I know most of them it popped into 90 degrees because as I was dragging my lines, I made sure it was at 90, but those two I got sloppy. So now I fixed it. Okay, I'm gonna hit escape. So now I have my rough shape. I gotta go through and do my dimensions. So I'll come up here to create, go to sketch dimension. Let's start down here. Notice what's different this time. Last time when I did this, what happened? I had 2 lines there that I had to fix, right? This time I don't have that. I have just 1 line, so I can go ahead and put my dimension. But once again, it did that funky thing to me. That's okay. I'm just gonna grab this, drag it back over here where it's supposed to be, which is right about there. Let's go on to my next dimension. Let's see. Okay, I guess I'll do that one. If it's highlighted when you hit the dimension button, it thinks you want to start there. So I'll go ahead and do this dimension, which was 0.13. 0.13. Okay, there we go. And let's see, how about if I do this dimension now? No, I don't want to do that one. I want to hit escape. I don't want to do that dimension. I'm going to do this dimension. Click, drag it out, click. This one is the 1.4. Enter. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm using my rolling mouse to zoom in a little bit. All right, what dimension am I missing here? I've got this one. But I don't have either of those up there, right? So let's take this one. Don't remember what it is, and I hate to use my calculator, so I'll do my math again, right? 1 minus 0.59. Obviously, I know it's 0.41, but I'm showing you guys how you can do this. Now, I think I should have all of the important dimensions on there. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to select that surface. I'm going to move the zoom faces so I can see my toolbar down here at the bottom. I'm going to rotate just a little bit because I like to see when I do my extrusion, hit escape again. Now I'm going to extrude. So I come up here to solid, pick extrude. My face was already selected. There's my little arrow. So I just grab and drag it. You don't have to grab it there. You can just type the dimension here and that'll work as well. So I'll type it here. It's supposed to go 0.5 and it goes out automatically for me. And I just hit OK, and there I'm done. So I'm going to go back to home, and there's my part. So 2 different ways to create the same part. I'm going to save this. There we go. The zoom bar always pops up when you don't want it to.
Yes.
I'm going to call it B because I've got 2 of them. So if somebody wants to go in and look at my sketch, remember what you would do down here. You would go here, right mouse click, edit sketch. Of course, I mean, it's going to look the same. It's the method on how we got there that was important. So finish sketch. Okay. So that was 887 again.
Okay.
Did we
Stop
stop
recording.